Just one day after the Silent Hill showcase, Capcom released their Resident Evil showcase. Looks like 'tis the season for spooky game announcements, so we're going to go over the most exciting details from Capcom's presentation on today's Daily Gaming News. Welcome back, gamers. Before we get into today's news, if you would do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already to support the channel, and of course leave any feedback, thoughts, or constructive criticism in the comments below. Now let's get into it. So first up, they had updates on the Resident Evil Gold Edition, which includes the Winter's DLC expansion, and there's 3 major new features. We're just going to read from Capcom's website. First, they're pointing out the third-person mode that's added. They are saying it's the highly anticipated third-person mode. You can now play the story from third-person perspective. In this mode, players have the over-the-shoulder viewpoint and can see Ethan in action. I think they mentioned that you won't be able to see his face. He's going to turn away from the camera even if you try to angle it in that direction. But this is a new vantage point, and it provides a fresh experience for both players and veterans alike to experience Ethan's journey for the first time. And I think this is a really welcomed addition. Some people just don't like first-person mode in general, so if you are more into the older Resident Evil style games, this is a good combination of the two. And next we'll be talking about the Shadow of Rose story expansion. This takes place 16 years after the events of Resident Evil Village. Rosemary Winters, Ethan's beloved daughter, has grown up and is now struggling with terrifying powers. In search of a way to break free from her curse, Rose enters the consciousness of Mega Misete. Rose's journey takes her to a mysterious realm where memories of the past return to create a warped and twisted world of nightmares. We're going to go over the Mercenaries editions. It's titled the Mercenaries Additional Orders, and they have 3 new playable characters. You'll be able to play as Chris Redfield, Carl Heisenberg, and Alcina Demiscu. And then there's also a couple of new stages as well that they're adding. Now this is going to be a standalone DLC that you can purchase additionally to your base game of Village, but then they're also releasing the Gold Edition, Resident Evil Village Gold Edition, which will include the DLC as well. And this is going to be released on October 28th this year, of course. So Village actually has a demo that you can play right now. They kind of shadow dropped that on us during the showcase. So if you're interested at all in the Resident Evil Village game, you can try this first person or third person for 60 minutes. That's pretty good as far as demos are concerned anyways. Now moving on, we're going to talk about the next big topic, which was the Resident Evil 4 remake. We have a few key updates that they wanted to emphasize here. The remake, of course, is trying to honor the original. They did make some adjustments to the gameplay, such as being able to move while shooting. Looks like there's a parry system now that Leon can employ, and I thought I saw crouching, but I don't think that was specifically noted anywhere. There was no updates on whether or not they'll be adding VR, similar to the prior game, the prior remake that they just recently released maybe like a year or 2 ago. And they did hint at a additional story plot. Without any spoilers, there looks to be some stuff in the trailer that wasn't in the original game, and they did emphasize during the showcase that this was going to be something new. And then of course you can pre-order this right now, and the release date I believe is March the 23rd, 2023, of course. Now they had some smaller announcements. We're looking at the early access for Resident Evil Reverse, which is their multiplayer game where you can play as some of the iconic members of the Resident Evil franchise. The early access is starting October 23rd via early access, is how they have it worded here. They point out that it will allow for cross-play across multiple platforms, of course. And if you already got Resident Evil Village, then you'll be ready to go to hop into this early access period. It's only for a short while. It looks like 2 to 3 days. But if you're curious at all, and if you have Village, it's going to be free to you. So maybe give that a look. And The next thing that they announced was just some accessibility to the games themselves. We're gonna have Resident Evil Village coming out on Macs that have Apple Silicon enabled in them on October 28th as well. And we're also getting a streaming version, a cloud streaming version of Resident Evil Village, the Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, as well as the remakes for Resident Evil 2 and 3. Those aren't going to be released at the same time. They kind of are being released in succession. So you might want to go find out when the one that you're interested in, if not all of them, are going to be released and plan ahead. But that covers the main points from the Capcom Resident Evil showcase. Thank you so much for watching the video, and if there was anything I missed or you just want to make some suggestions for the next video, go ahead and drop a comment, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, it helps more than you know, and of course, as always, thanks for watching Game X Affinity.